All right. This is episode 8 of James Talks for 30 Minutes podcast featuring Lance, who, you know, we've been away for a while. Lance had a lot of studying to do and stuff like that, and that's good because he's forwarding his life as a person. Not only is he a good musician to like watch in the flesh, but he's also studying production or something, I think. So, Lance, what are you studying? Sorry, go tell me.
It is a Masters of Creative Industries.
Okay, Master of Creative Industries, which, you know, that's good. I don't know. Does that mean that you can do can you make beats?
It means I can go back to working at Macca's pretty much.
Well, okay, cool. Well, but I mean, you know, like I've got an arts degree and it's the same thing, dude. You could have just done 3 years instead of 7 or whatever you've done.
Yeah, that's true.
But, you know, no, I'm sure. Look, honestly, I've done drums in the studio with Lance and he's really good and he's doing this for me because without Lance, I'd just be fucked. I wouldn't even be able to do this podcast. I just have to, I don't know. I just record it into my phone. That's probably what I do because, you know, I mean, I don't know how to work audio gear really at all. So, you know, I see all these drummers on Instagram. I put drum videos on Instagram and I mean, look, I borrowed my friend's Yamaha microphone and I struggle to work that. And it's like built for phones. So I see these guys on Instagram with like 10 mics, you know, and like mixing desks and shit. I don't know, man. Like one day I want to do that. I was watching this video the other day of like Travis. Okay, here's the fucking thing. So Travis Scott, the rapper, he's good. I like him so much, but he's just crazy. Like the way he talks, he's like, it's like he's just drunk all the time. And he like is in the studio creating beats with like a Mac computer and stuff. Like it looks like these guys have no control over what they're doing at all times, ever. Like him and like Future and like, you know, Young Thug and stuff. They're just always smoking, which is sick. Like they're the cool. I wish I looked like those guys, for sure. They've all got braids and they're all cool as, and they're all rich. But they're just in the studio and they're like, yeah, man, I'm just making some new tracks, and they're just there like with like keyboards and you know, their MacBook and fucking, you know, and all their instruments, like those little things where you press it to make the drums instead of, what are they called, Lance? Like you press the drum bits, press the drum buttons.
Oh, like a MIDI keyboard or something.
Yeah, I should know that, hey, being a drummer, but I don't. I just play acoustic drums and that's it. But yeah. So anyway, and they're just like, yeah, I'm in here. And then I listened to their albums. I listened to Travis Scott's latest album, Astro World. Well, it's not his latest album anymore, but I think he did like something recently. But anyway, it's just the production is fucking so good. Lance, I don't know if you've listened to that one, but I've listened to music my whole life through headphones, but recently I've gotten into like, you know, buying like an amp and like speakers and stuff, and listening to hip hop rap now is so much better. I'm like, okay, I get it now. I kind of get what's going on now. Like they actually put a lot of time into all the sounds and stuff. And, you know, they're not just like Lil Wayne in the back, Lil Wayne just like laughs in the song. Lil Wayne's always laughing in his songs in the back. Like he'll just be like, ha, 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 like in the back bit. But the thing that gets me about Lil Wayne is he'll be like, yeah, man, and then I killed someone and stuff. Like that's what he'll say in the main lyrics, right? So he'll do obviously a take of main lyrics where he'll be like, yo, I rap. But the thing is that he must do takes where they're just like, all right, Wayne, so I'm going to count you into this bit of the song. I just want you to do the backing vocals. And he's like, okay. And then they're like 3, 2, 1, and it comes on. And he's got the headphones on. He's listening. And they're like, okay, here comes the bit. And he's like, ha, 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 ha. Okay, that was a good take. And they just put that in the back of the song slightly quieter than the main things. And then Lil Wayne has to go through. Because, I mean, look, fuck it. I mean, like, Lil Wayne is like probably the most, like, everybody that's a rapper loves him. And I swear everybody's like, oh, yeah, he was better. Because, like, in 2000 and I don't know, was it like 2000 in the like 2006 or whatever? He was around for a long, like he's been around for ages, and he's aged so well too. Like he still has amazing dreadlocks and he still looks the same. Like, but then he kind of looked old when here's the thing. If you're one of those people that look old when you're young, you're good. Because then when you age, you're probably just going to stay the same. That's what Lil Wayne has done. He's still like, he looks kind of old, but still good. Like he looks great. I think he's 40 or something now. I don't know. But anyway,
I legit don't think I know a Lil Wayne song.
I don't know a lot. Like I do listen to him, but he's the one that everyone references. I was like, oh, Lil Wayne, because like everyone up until like 2010 was, I think, doing like, you know, kind of like straightforward kind of rap, or before that even, were just rapping. But then Lil Wayne was the one that started doing like, laughing in the back and like doing like, changing his voice. And now like everyone's like, oh yeah, because like Young Thug, right, is like, he's like one of those rappers that kind of mumbles a bit and does crazy shit with his voice. Because like, and he's always like, oh, Lil Wayne's the best. That's what he says when he was talking about his inspiration. I've watched a few interviews and he always says Lil Wayne was like inspiration. But he changes the year always that he says. He's always like, oh man, I just want to be like 2008 Lil Wayne. But then in another interview, he's like, I just want to be 2010 Wayne. He needs to fucking settle what year, man. Like, what is it even like? Why? I mean, why that year? I don't know. Lil Wayne must have done something good. He just had that song called Lollipop. I just remember he was like, just rapping about lollipops, but it was a sexual move. Anyway, that's what he rapped about.
Oh, the innuendo.
Yeah, But anyway, he's good. I like him. I don't know how I got sidetracked on that so much, but anyway, yeah, acoustic. I just play acoustic drums, but I want to learn how to do like make beats and stuff like that. I got a friend who's really into it, and we're gonna have a crack at like actually trying to make like kind of the hybrid kind of stuff, So like live drums, but then like that'd be good. Like anyway, yeah. Yeah, no one really understands when you're scared of the beach. Like everyone's like, what, really? What do you mean, man? Like, it's fucking great. And I don't know. I don't like the beach that much. Like, I do. I like going to it. But you just get all, like, you can tell people you can tell people, I think you can tell off straight off the bat, like, if someone's one of those people that don't care if they get all sandy and, like, shit, and that doesn't bother them. And they, those people that, you can tell people straight away, the people that they can put a towel around their waist and change their undies really well. You can tell those people straight off the bat. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not one of those people. I would fuck that up. Like, people that are so confident. Like, I was on, like we were just talking about this before, Lance. Like, I understand when people are scared of the beach. Like, people are like, man, let's fucking go to the beach. And like, yes, like I like it. Like, because I like wading in the water and stuff, but I can't swim. That's the first thing, which is, obviously that's a bit of a no-no, whether you're at the pool or at the beach. But like, people just fucking, like, I see seaweed, like, you see heaps of seaweed, and people will just walk through it. And it looks like I hate seaweed in the water. Why? Like, but some people, and then like there's crabs and little jellyfishes and like fish there, and like crabs are at your feet. Crabs are at your feet in the water, and I just freak out, and I don't like it. And so
when you say you can't swim, do you mean like you don't like swimming or you can't swim?
I think it's a bit of both.
If
I fell in the water. I don't know. Like, if I fell in the water, I almost drowned once when I was real young. I think, but it wasn't that bad. Like, honestly, it's like people I think who actually almost drowned would be offended if they saw my almost actual drowning. But that's got nothing to do with it. I just kept like, they would see my drowning and they'd be like, nah, man, because you hear about people who like, their boat fucking capsizes, or they, they get, I don't know, they fucking fall in the water and get knocked out and shit, and they almost drown. Mine wasn't like that. But it's not even that. It's just, I don't know. I've never been a strong swimmer ever in my life. And I just feel like I'm just going to sink if I jump in the water. But then people are always like, no, man, the beach is like, you'll be fine. Just come out. And like, I look at it and I'm just like, I don't know if don't you just feel so like, I feel like the beach wants to fuck you up. That's the thing. Like, that's like you hear about people like overseas, like Americans and people from the UK, and they're always like, oh, Australians are so crazy. Like, there's so many fucking crazy creatures and stuff, and they don't give a shit. And I feel like, I don't know, they're right. I feel like we just don't notice it as much because we're here all the time. But yeah, I've got friends who like, I had this one particular friend back in like high school and college who he was the first guy to get like a Hilux and stuff, that guy, and everything. And he was just that, he was so that guy. He'd be like, oh, let's go to the beach. And I'd be like, oh yeah, okay, I guess. And then, so we'd go and stuff, and he'd be just like, water's freezing cold, and he'd run in and just dive in head first. And then he'd like, lay around in all the seaweed, in those dark patches of seaweed in the water. Oh, the scariest thing in the world. And then he'd try and wrestle you in the water. He's one of those people, those people that you can't be near in the water. Okay, this pisses me off. Those people that you have to, when they're near you in the water, they have to wrestle you and try and put your head under the water. Those people? He was like one of those people, for sure. And I always used to say, man, you're so annoying, and you always have to wrestle. Why can't we just sit in the water? He's that, or like, and he always somehow had a pool noodle that he'd sit on. I don't know what the fuck. Like, anyway, actually, but yeah, I don't know. And then there's all sharp things in the water, and fuck it. I just do not enjoy the beach. I don't know. And then you're all sandy, and then you got to fucking, and then you got to get in the car, and that's the worst feeling when you just get in the car and drive the sandal on you.
Is this your way of telling me you just don't want to come to Mornington?
No, I will come down and go to the beach with you for sure. Because that's the thing I can do. I can go on the beach and like wade around in the water. But I don't know. Maybe you can take some footage of me and I'll try and swim. Let's see how we go. Because I feel like, you're a pretty big, like tall, broad-shouldered guy. I feel like you could swim pretty well. I don't know, but yeah. You're a young man in your prime.
I can swim.
You're probably the youngest 35-year-old I know, I'd say.
Oh, that's a compliment.
You haven't got a single wrinkle. Not that you should have a wrinkle when you're 35, but I'm just saying. What's your secret?
Heavy drinking.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Because that's when, you get really drunk and you said, fucking, let's go to the beach. And I was like, okay. And now you're just making me go. Nah, I'll come down. Man, Mornington's great. I went down to Mornington once and I felt like I was on holiday, but I'd only really driven like an hour. So it's a great place to go. Yeah. And yeah, it was really enjoyable. There's nowhere really like that in suburban Melbourne. I mean, but you just, like I've spoken about it a million times before, you go, oh man, you live in the north like me in Reservoir, and it's all about like, it's all about fucking op shops and like, trying to make an old house look cool and shit. And it's all about like, like the cops looking around, making sure no one's doing anything wrong. And like, it's all about like, everyone's fucking intimidating, but it's good. And then if you drive, there's Preston and, but it's all about record shops and like, sushi and shit. But then like, and yoga, but then like down, as soon as you go like east or south, man, it changes so much. Everyone's really fit and tanned. And I just fucking feel like shit. And like, everyone's got a nice car. Everyone's successful what in the east and the south. And I just feel intimidated. So I just don't. Nah, I mean, it's not for me. I mean, it's not the kind of place I'd live, but everyone just has palm trees. But what the fuck? Like, why there? It's the same place. It's only 30 minutes down. Why does everybody have palm trees in the east and the south of Melbourne? Like, why? Like, but there's none here. But it's only 30 minutes away. It's not like I've driven to the Gold Coast. Like, that's a 40-hour drive. But also, I would, the Gold Coast, I mean, when you're a kid, it's great. You're like, fuck, let's go to the Gold Coast, dream world. And then like your mum and dad take you and it's the greatest thing in the world. And then you just get older, you get to your 20s and 30s and you realize it's just everyone's a prostitute. or on cocaine. Everyone's a prostitute or they're just, they're not. But, you see things and you're like, oh, God. Or everyone's on cocaine and they're on a holiday from Sydney because they don't like their job. That's pretty much what Gold Coast is. And also, every like you go out in Gold Coast and every place to eat is either the Hard Rock Cafe or the Hard Rock. Every place to eat. I swear there's 20 Hard Rock cafes in fucking.
Oh, kebabs. This could do kebab.
Oh yeah, there's kebabs. There's Pacific Fair, that huge mall. But fuck God, man, again, Queensland's so intimidating. Everyone's so brown. I wish I could tan, man. It's the one thing that gets me down. I'm so white. I'm such a little redhead, And I feel so out of depth in Queensland. It's so hot, which is great. I love that. But just like, man, but then you don't burn as quick in Queensland. You know what I mean, Lance? Like you don't get as true. You don't think? I feel like the sun's gentler in Queensland. It's more like humid, Because in Tassie especially, you get slapped across the jowls if you go out in the sun. It smacks you. But then like the shade in Tassie is always usually a lot cooler than the sun. But in Melbourne, there's just no escape, is there? The shade is the same heat as the sun. There's nowhere to go,
Yeah, I swear, when it's hot in Melbourne, it's unbearably hot. Whereas I don't know.
It's so it kills you. It's so dry, isn't it? You know what I mean? You're trying to fucking Yeah, I don't know. I moving up from Tassie, I wasn't ready for that. But I moved up like 6 years ago in the middle of winter. So I was like, oh, this is exactly the same. And then it got to summertime and I was like, this is why did I move here? But then you get used to it. Except all the flies. There's so many fucking flies in Melbourne. Like, and they just follow you around. You can't go for a walk. You can't go fucking, you can't have your window open. They all, how do they know where your face is all the time? That's what gets me. They always go for your mouth. I hate it. Like you swat them and they come back. Like they never go for like your legs or anything like that. They always know exactly where your mouth is. I always think about that. It's so annoying. Anyway, yeah, flies. I'm just more ranting than anything at the moment. I don't know.
Is anything going right?
What? Yeah. I don't know. I'm just trying to think. What's been good? Well, COVID's fucking. There's been no cases for like 20 days except South Australia. I just wish though, I just wish, how Dan Andrews like slammed South Australia a while ago. He's like, why would you go there? Like when they opened the borders up or whatever like that. And it was like, he saw it as like a risk. Now that they've got COVID cases again and we don't, I just wish he'd come out and be like, I told you. Just slam them again. Oh man, people from South Australia got so annoyed. I've never been. People from South Australia got so annoyed when he did that. And then one guy tweeted at him and was like, I'll tell you why you should go to South Australia. Because of this. And it was like a video, like a holiday, like I guess like a promotional video for Visit South Australia. And it was mostly just mostly fields. And that's pretty much it. And like the city. And then some people tweeting him back and being like, dude, Victoria's got, there's plenty of fields, man, and the city's better. So yeah, don't. But I don't know. People say that Adelaide's like a bigger Hobart, which I don't know. Dude, Lance, I reckon Hobart's fucking sick. Like, I don't know. I know we grew up there, but like I went back there recently. About 10 months ago. It's fucking unreal. Like it's just kicked up. Amazing.
I love that place. Love Salamanca.
Oh, it's so good. Oh, I love Salamanca, man. It's the best place ever. That's the thing. Like people don't understand here. Like people just have lived here their whole lives in Melbourne and never been to Tassie. I'm like, what are you doing? Like Hobart is fucking. Like it's so much chiller and nicer to just just hang out in the actual city. You know what I mean? Melbourne CBD is crazy, and just full of fucking offices. But I always used to hear people say, "Oh," because when I didn't live in Melbourne, I used to people say, "Oh, I live in Melbourne. I never go to the city." And I'm like, "What? Why?" It's the best because whenever you visit Melbourne, obviously you go straight to the city, right? You go to the football. You do the standard things. Go to the footy. Go to fucking Chapel Street. Or whatever, then you go out for dinner at a fucking like I swear you go to the same four restaurants. So Mr. Miyagi, what's that one that everyone goes? Chin Chin. Everyone goes crazy about that. Yeah. I remember. Oh man, me and my friend Nick, we went there once, and they were like, "Oh no, we're full up to like 11 p.m." And I was like, we'll text you when your seat's ready. So we just went across the road and had a drink. And they texted us, and I was blown by that. I was like, wow. Like a restaurant that texts you when your seat's ready. That was like 3 or 4 years ago. But yeah, I was blown away by that. But that, what else is there? What's that one on Swanston Street? The one that Tappers one that everybody goes to. Everyone. It starts with M. Fuck, I can't think of the name of it. Everybody goes there. It's right next to Nando's. Which is how I know that because I go to Nando's all the time. I fucking love that place. What's it called? Everyone goes there. I can't think, Lance.
I haven't been to the CBD in like it feels like 2 years.
Man, it is fucking nuts. I don't think I've been there for a year and a half, maybe. I've not been in the city for so long. And I've been this is how long I haven't been in the city for. You remember when that guy like drove the car through the city and ran all those people over?
Yeah.
Oh man, I remember looking at that and going, "Fuck, I've been in the city for a while," and that was fucking ages ago.
That was mental.
Yeah, that was insane. I hope that guy gets fucking locked up. Oh, I think he is locked up, isn't he? I don't know.
I'd say so.
Yeah, I'd probably say so by this point. But yeah, I've started drinking coffee again because I don't know. I just drink it in the mornings now. I'm so much better at controlling it. But I've been drinking these ones out of a can. They're really good. They're called Boss coffees. Man, they're awesome. If anyone hasn't tried one, Boss coffees, they're in like service stations and stuff. You can just get black coffee and it's really nice. It's like filtered coffee. It's the best, I think. Or is it? No, cold brew, is it? Or something. Or flash brew. It's flash brew. Okay. It's like chilled really fast, apparently. So it's brewed and then they chill it super fast. Anyway, this one I've got here right now, this is actually the iced latte, which is it's got milk and like a bit of sugar in it. But the black one is great. This one's good. And there's a vanilla one as well, which is yummy. Anyway, they're really strong as well. They really put the wind up you. So if you're after a bit of a fucking kick up.
This legit sounds like we're getting paid for this.
No, we're not. I'm not. The thing is, I'm not. They're like $4 a can, man. I mean, if they want to sponsor me, I'll plug them all day, every day.
How would you rate your coffee this morning?
This one, I had a homemade one, which was all right, but then I had this one, and they're good. They're like a 9, man. I love them. So yeah, because it's obviously not like a fucking god, man. What is it with like tradies? Like, I mean, they must just like, oh man, like I don't think I've seen a tradie. Have you ever walked past a tradie and they're eating a piece of fruit? I don't think it's ever happened in my fucking life. All they do is they just have Farmers Union iced coffees, energy drinks, and then Hungry Jacks. And then the cool thing to do is you put the Hungry Jacks in the skip with the rest of the fucking the bags. That's what you see. You see the skips full of like building materials, and then just like a Hungry Jacks bag in there every single time. Oh, dude, I reckon like tradies. There'd be some tradies out there that have been in the business for 20, 30 years, and I reckon all they've eaten is Hungry Jacks, Subway, or fucking I don't know. Hungry Jack's, Subway, or fucking, those like roast chicken shops. They love going there to those. Yeah. Anyway. But, actually, Lance, the thing that killed me the most, I'll be honest with you, one of the things that got me the most during lockdown, because lockdown was obviously so annoying, was no sushi. Man, that destroyed my soul. I love sushi so much. And there's a place near me that does tempura salmon sushi, which I've never seen before. Fucking amazing. And there was no salmon. I mean, sorry, no, there was salmon probably in the world during COVID, obviously. But there was no sushi. How do you feel about that? Because I was really bummed. I was really bummed, man.
I didn't notice, but I'm surprised that they just stopped all sushi going. Could they not get it into Australia or something?
No, like the shops were closed. Like there was no sushi shops open. So I was like really bummed, man.
I mean, they deliver sushi.
Maybe, I don't know. There might have been some. I didn't see. There might have been. I live in Reservoir, which is not a lot of options on Uber Eats, to be honest. But yeah.
But you do have crust, so that's really what you need.
Yeah, we used to drill crust. We've done like crust. A crust just fucking. I mean, this is for anyone listening, because but crust I just feel like a fucking. It's good, but you just kind of go when you're like, oh fuck it, I'll get crust. I'll just give them my money. Like I try and find I always try and find like the old guy that's had the pizza shop for 30 years and go to him. You know what I mean? But yeah, dude, crust is expensive, man. It's like $30 a pizza these days on Uber Eats. It's a lot of money to spend on a pizza. You know what I mean?
I love how you can go to crust and like feel really posh.
That's what they market it as, though. It's like an upmarket Pizza Hut or whatever.
Yeah.
I got no issue getting Domino's, man. Absolutely none. I think it's great value for money, and it's fucking all right. You know what I mean? I haven't had one of their big New Yorker range yet, the big pies. Those big the big 14-inch or whatever. But you know what makes me laugh is like they're like, yeah, the big New Yorker range, and it's just like a fucking large at most other places. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they're $5 value range. Oh man, when I was living on Sydney Road in Brunswick, man, I was putting those away like you wouldn't believe. $5 for a pizza? You joking me? That's unbelievable. Or I just go to fucking what everybody loves, A1 Bakery. That place. Everybody goes there in the world, and just goes and then everybody talks about it like it's a secret. They're like, dude, have you been to A1 Bakery? And it's like, you can't even, it's like a fucking mosh pit in there when you go in there. And it's like, dude, it's like $2 for a pizza. It's just this like amazing Lebanese place, man. You have to go there on Sydney Road if you go. But everyone's always like, oh man, dude, come over here. I'm like, what? Dude, have you? Come down here. And it'd be like, I don't know, it'd be like in Preston somewhere down an alley. Like, in the back of like a record shop or something. What, man? Come here. Okay. Come around here. And there's like, they got their like fixie bike parked around the back of like the bin. Come here. And you're like, all right, what is it, man? And they're like, and they take off their like Coke bottle glasses. And they're like, hey, Have you been to man? Have you been? What? Have you been to fucking? Have you been to fucking A1 Bakery, man? And it's like, yes, yes, I have. But I went there the other day and I got 15 pieces of halloumi and 5 pizzas for $10. And I went home and just fucking ended my life because I ate so much. But just because you live in Brunswick and it's a Lebanese bakery that's slightly different doesn't mean that you're the only person who knows about it. Oh, I want to hit man. No, anyway. I don't know. But all right. That'll probably do because I don't know if this is any good. But anyway, I think I've warmed myself back up. So see how we go. But yeah, thanks for listening, everyone, and enjoy. And I'll talk to you guys another time. So thank you very much. Goodbye.